We call ourselves simply Celestial Beings. We are a private armed organization in possession of the mobile weapon Gundam.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode, whatever the hell it is, 17 of Gundam at MAHQ. This is Chris, and as always I'm joined by...
Neil Ornock.
And Sobro Ryu.
So what's going on today, guys? What are we doing?
Not too much. We're going to be going back to doing some reviews of Macross Frontier.
Oh man.
I know we're doing episode 5 through 9. So, and we'll be doing the Gundam Round-up with 0080, War in the Pocket, and the first installment of
Gundam Live.
Live calls. So, well, if there's nothing else, I guess I will jump into my installment of Neo's News. And as the last couple of episodes that we recorded, it's been kind of slow on the news front. Now it's pretty busy. So I'm going to jump in here full force, and a lot of the news that we have right now is dealing with Gundam 00. I guess it's a pretty good show. But it's been recently announced at the Anime Expo that the first season of Gundam 00 is going to be on American television, and it's going to be shown on Sci-Fi Channel starting in November 17th. And I guess they're going to be doing 2 episodes they're going to air 2 episodes weekly, and it's going to be part of that Anna Monday block that they currently have right now. And I just want to thank Wingnut on the old Mecha Talk forums for submitting this article, and I know it's a pretty big article, so we're probably going to talk about it anyways, but I do want to thank him for submitting some news there. But some more Gundam 00 news. The official English 00 site has been put up at GundamOfficial.com, and they do some of the casting for the Meisters, and it's actually got a pretty cool trailer on there, so we encourage everybody to go there to check that out. And some more Gundam 00 news is, unfortunately, unless you can read Japanese, you're probably not going to understand this, but the Japanese site for 00 has been updated with some Season 2 information. So if you go to Gonota, which a lot of our news is always courtesy of, they do kind of a nice breakdown of some of the information that they've put in there, including all of the characters, the Meisters, and some new mobile suits that we're going to be seeing here. So, and back in some more 00 news in Japan, the first week sales of Volume 6 for Gundam the DVD of 00 was on the number 4 on the overall DVD rankings in Japan, and number 2 in on the anime DVD rankings. So I don't know what beat them in the anime DVD. I'm sure something like One Piece or something like that probably beat them. But so, and kind of a segue into Volume 7 of 00 in Japan, there's going to have a little anime short of SD Gundam 00. Hey. Is going to be on the final the final first season DVD, and it's going to be a little Flash-like anime. It's going to be called CB Chara second with something called CB Chara second season preview. So
cool.
Definitely, if you're able, hopefully that stuff comes over in our copies. So, and I guess there was a lot of news that was announced on the Japanese websites, on the Japanese 00 website, about a lot of the staff for Season 2 is going to be the same as it was for Season 1.
That's definitely good.
And the main parts being the director, the series composition, and the character and mecha design. So those 4 important parts are going to stay the same as they were in 00 in the first season of 00. And just like anything, there is now a Gundam 00 PS2 game that was announced by Famitsu,
of course,
called Mobile Suit Gundam 00 Gundam Meisters. And it's going to be for the PS2, and it's a 3D action game developed that will cover the first season of the anime plus some original episode scenarios, and it's going to have a lot of new original animation from the television staff. So There's going to be an action movie gauge that's going to be filled up by defeating enemies, and it kind of looks, and I guess the viewpoint is kind of Resident Evil 4. They're actually going to have Resident Evil 4 type cutscenes.
Oh, man.
So when you see a cutscene, you don't want to put the controller down because you'll get surprised just like you were when you played Resident Evil 4, and all I can think of is that thing. This ain't no cutscene.
Press A. Press A.
Jump, Gypsy, jump. But I guess
there's going to be Spaniard zombie mobile suits in Gundam game.
Yeah, it didn't say that, but I guess they're going to be just having the same thing with the interactive cutscenes.
You never know.
You do never know. But I guess the game's currently about 70% complete, and the release date in Japan is October. So, and if you go to, there is a link on Gonoda with that goes to a Famitsu article, and it shows some of the screenshots of it, and it looks pretty good. I went and checked it out. So, and they actually have it. They have it divided up by each Gundam and each Meister. So there's about 4 or 5 picks for each Meister. But last couple of little things here is that there is going to be, guess what, a Gundam Expo in Tokyo in 2008, and it's going to be held August 12th to the 17th at Sunshine Cities. And I guess it's an ongoing event that they always have every year, and of course they'll be having all the latest Gunpla figures, video, and games, and they'll also have a lot of limited edition merchandise. So anybody that's fortunate enough to be in Japan during those times, definitely check that out. It's August 12th through the 17th. And some more game news. I guess Operation Troy did really well, ranking number 10 in its first week of sales with about 28,000 copies sold. So,
man.
And
two more Xbox 360s were bought.
Yeah. and this is kind of weird too, is they added some new downloadable maps for that game. They have a Seattle map and a Hong Kong City map. So the Seattle map is like 200 points, and the Hong Kong City map is actually free, which that's kind of weird.
I'll be the first to say it. I like the former Gundam crew when this game comes out. All those listening, you got Xbox 360s. When this game hits the States, you'll be hearing from me.
Yeah.
the 2 guys that are going to have 360s and buy this game.
Oh, hateful. That's all right, Sony boy. Well, I'll let that one slide for now.
No, and I'm not saying it as a Sony boy. I'm just saying who's going to actually buy this game.
Yeah,
oh,
I agree with Chris.
I'm not knocking the system, which I normally like to do anyway, but no, seriously, who's going to buy this game?
You don't think anybody's going to pick this up in the States? I mean, given that it has kind of a Battlefield 2 feel.
You and maybe.
I hope.
I'll see. I don't even know if me, because I don't even have Dynasty Warriors Gundams.
I gotta say, having not played this game though, but sometimes you can try a little too hard. And the fact that they're like trying to run away from this as much as being as possible as being an anime game and be like, yeah, it's mobile ops. Like, come on, who are you fooling here?
True.
You think that just because you call it mobile ops that nobody's going to know it's a game based off of, Japanese giant robots, and you're going to appeal to the Tom Clancy gun shooting maniac type of fans?
Probably not.
Well, it's funny that we're talking about this game, because in another listener submitted article that I got, and this is courtesy of Battosai28, he showed me the link that it's actually up on the GameStop website right now, the mobile ops, and I guess it's going to be being released in October 1 of this year in the U.S. So anybody out there that likes to support GameStop, go and put your pre-orders down. If not, I'd probably try Amazon.
I wouldn't go by that as a date. That sounds very generic. Usually that's saying
it's shipping
that's
on October
usually
1.
That sounds like one of those placeholder dates that game companies usually put up. So I really doubt that that's the official actual date.
Yeah, I doubt it is, but we'll definitely we'll let you know the official date, I'm sure. But last little thing here is the another Gundam Battle Universe. Famitsu had another article, and it's covering 4 of the new missions that are featured in this, and they're from Double Zeta and Char's Counterattack. There's one going to be called Start Double Zeta. It's going to be from the AUG side, and then they're going to have the boy from Shangri-La, which I take it's going to be based on the Neo Zeon side. Char's second wave, Earth Federation forces, and Char's return on the perspective of Neo Zeon. So,
Man.
I was kind of hoping when I saw they had some stuff from Double Zeta, they would have Journey to Moon, but thank God they didn't do that.
Well, darn.
But
I know Chris is disappointed.
And depending on...
I can't even live with myself.
Oh, man. Get ready to jump off that building.
And depending on how quickly we get our episode up here, this may be dated, it may not, but for all those people fortunate enough to go to this year's Comic-Con, there is going to be a limited edition GFF RX78-2 version, Kai Comic-Con clear version for $30, and I guess it's limited to 1,000 units. So it's done by Tashimi. They're the Bandai's focus collector focus label, and they're also going to have some new prototypes, products, and dioramas, I guess, at the Bandai booth. So,
oh my God!
All those fortunate enough to go, definitely check that out, and probably a cool little thing to pick up. So,
sounds like you two guys better get in line.
Yeah, probably.
Fanboy in me is already there.
I doubt it's. I doubt we'll have. There's 1,000 of them, so I guess I can buy 599 of them.
Oh, and eBay the next day?
Yeah, because probably be me, Soulbro, and one other person.
You say that now, and then there'll probably end up being a crapload of Gundam fans there, and then they'll be laughing at you, and you'll be regretting that you said that.
Yeah, remember
actually, to be honest with you, from my experience last year, anytime that there's anything like limited edition, I think just the fact that it is limited edition, people buy it regardless, even if they're into it or not. So, I mean, I remember when I bought the Castlevania, that Neko limited edition thing. I mean, it was people didn't even know what game it was. So, like, a person in front of me, like, where's this from? Castlevania. What's that? And they're just buying stuff just because it's, probably because they could put it on eBay.
Wait, how the hell does somebody not know what Castlevania is?
That is
I'm just telling you what I heard.
That's hateful, man. That person deserves 2 slaps and a punch, man. That's beautiful.
I just walked away, but that's it on the news front, and I'll just pass it over to Chris so we can get on to our first segment.
Well, I don't have anything else to add to the wonderful Neo's news, so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Gundam at MAHQ.
Did you order the code red? Goddamn right I did!
Hey everybody, got nothing to do in the dog days of summer and looking to spend some time with your buddies from Gundam in the flesh? Well, if you happen to be in the Miami area, come on down to Yasumicon 2008, runs August 1st through the 3rd, and on the 2nd you'll have a live recording of Gundam, just like we did a few months back at MegaCon up in Orlando. So I'll be joined in person in my home turf this time by
Neil Lornook
and Soulbro Ryu,
and we'll be painting the town red and talking about all things Mecha and
Char red, that is.
Exactly. Right. So it all goes 3 times faster. So just like MegaCon, we're going to be having a trivia contest, questions from the audience, and prize giveaway.
Prizes.
So definitely encourage anyone to come out, and if you can't make it, then at least you'll get to hear the episode. It'll be episode 18 a few weeks after that, and if you want more information on date, time, address, be sure to visit mahq.net or yasumicon.com for more information.
We'll be there the whole time, so signing autographs and headshots, and t-shirts.
And bras.
And bras. And breasts.
Hopefully so. But come join the show that's hitting more spots than White Base, Gundam, at MAHQ.
You see us struggling in the car. You walk up, you open the door, and you say, "You're lying, George."
Oh, hey you, get your damn hands off her.
You really think I ought to swear? Yes, definitely. Damn it, George, swear.
Welcome back to the show that's bringing more spark than a new type convention. That's right, Gundam at MAHQ. And on this segment, we're reviewing the next 5 episodes of Macross Frontier. And I'm going to kick things off by getting into episode 5, which is Stardate. And in this episode, we pick up where the last episode left off, where Ronka is getting chewed out by her older brother for participating in the Miss Macross Frontier contest, which she outright lost. But the confrontation causes her to blow up on him, and then she runs out, and she decides to play hooky for a day. But on her travels through the city, Mihail, one of the pilots, happens to see her, and they end up spending the day together, going out on just random places. This is also when Alto and Cheryl kind of have an impromptu get together, and it's a little titillating, but she convinces him to.
Yeah.
A whole lot titillating. What can I say? But they decide to also go out and have a little bonding by going out and playing hooky as well. So both groups end up at the Zentradi Mall, which we finally get to see the Zentradis enjoying commerce in a place that's big enough for them, although it looks like it's in a place like the Grand Canyon. But it's still neat looking nonetheless. Basically in this episode, this is where we get to see Ronka get encouraged to become a singer, and Mihail has a lot to do with that, and also Cheryl does too, as they eventually cross paths at the Zentradi Mall. We get to see a little bit of our friend Clan, not be Moe this time, but be in her Amazonian form, and she's there too. Quite comical, see that scene too. Plus the one guy who's singing, the kind of traditional Japanese kind of singer guy. Mm-hmm. That guy's awesome. He shows up in this too, and
I don't know if he's awesome, but
man, that guy. Every time I see that guy, he's hilarious.
He's awesome.
Oh, I know, man. I have no.
He's up there with Saji and Rivals.
Even that janitor in episode 12 was awesome. Just for being there. But also, this is monumental because when my girl Ronka, she finally gets on the mic and sings to everybody, or she just starts singing to everybody. Yeah, I have my girl now, my girl Ronka. But actually, no, my girl would be Clan. But anyway, I'm getting off track. She's spotted by a Zentradi
like a talent
agent, and he's been looking for his next big thing, and he spots her at the mall singing aloud.
And his name's Elmo.
Elmo. Oh my God, that's right. But he's there and he spots her, and before you know it, it's a match made in exploitation. And
or sex
what do you got?
Yeah,
exactly. I'm glad that's what happens with most of those idol chicks, but that's an whole other subject. But what do you guys' feelings about episode 5?
It was a good episode because you get to see kind of the life of the colony, or of the Macross Frontier colony, and you get to see it's sometimes nice to see these kind of just off the wall, non-linear story episodes, because
it's very laid back and
but it's also pretty important because we get to see that as much as she's been doubting herself, Ronka, especially after losing in the Miss Macross contest, she now gets the confidence that she wants to go ahead with her dream of singing. So, and it definitely, and we definitely get to see more sides of Cheryl, and get to see her and Alta's relationship, as it's kind of, it's still kind of in that irritation mode, but you can see that they're slowly starting to break those walls down. But
with you, I mean, I do remember some serious plot points from this episode too. Like, isn't this the episode where they reveal a Vajra that they have captured?
Yes.
And it almost breaks the glass. Yeah. And then you also get to learn more about Ozma and what's her name's past. They used to
Kathy.
share. What's that?
Kathy,
thank you. They used to have a relationship back in the day, but that's been long over. But it was kind of ended by tragedy, and you get to get a
pineapple
little
salad.
On that. What's that?
Isn't that not that type of tragedy?
No,
the pineapple salad tragedy.
But yeah, other than that, I love the episode. I thought it was just a nice departure. And Chris, what were your thoughts?
Well, the two main points is one that Ozma is correct that Ronka's too shy to be a singer, and you can see that. And Michael puts it on her and says, can you sing when no one's come to see you sing?
Yeah.
And at first she doesn't have the confidence to do it, but then when she sees one of Alto's many paper airplanes flying by, then she gets the confidence to do it. And on the other side, you see more development of Alto and Cheryl, and you see why it is that she keeps attaching herself to him, which is, I think, because of the fact that he doesn't treat her like she's a celebrity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably due to the part that he doesn't care about her. But
Probably.
he doesn't treat her like a celebrity, and I'm sure that, she's surrounded by so many fans and sycophants and followers that, it must be really nice for her to be with someone who doesn't care that she's like, the most famous singer in the galaxy and just treats her an average girl, which is why I think she keeps coming back to him. So those are the two important parts that I enjoyed about the episode the most.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
But it was a solid episode and like a nice character development episode that I enjoyed a lot. And
has said frothy panties and hippo cows.
Yes,
yeah.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. That's always good. But moving on to episode 6.
Yeah, it's episode 6 is entitled "Bye Bye Cheryl," and this is where we see Elmo, this talent agent. He's asking Ozma that he can represent Ranka because he feels strongly about how she can sing and perform and everything like that. So we get to see that, and we see that Cheryl's preparing for her last show. And because she's going to be leaving to go back to the Macross Galaxy colony after this show. And then, we get a little bit at the school. Michael's teasing Alto because I guess when he was at the mall, the Zentradi Mall, he saw him and Cheryl together, and he's ribbing him because he saw those two kiss and everything. So Ozma finally gives in to Elmo and says, that's fine. You can represent Ranka, which she's basically surprised as anyone. So you get to see that. And finally, as we're seeing Cheryl, she's preparing. She's doing like a dress rehearsal for her show. They get a call. And, her Grace gets a call, and then she's told about what's happening when it comes to something happened with the Macross Galaxy colony. And I guess just about when she's about to go on for her last concert, the president of the Macross Frontier Colony, Howard, comes on and says that they have an emergency regarding Macross Galaxy, and they see that they were attacked by the Vajra. And of course, Cheryl and everybody's surprised about this, and they then invoke an emergency order, mobilizing all the pilots and all the SMS pilots. So that's when we get to see later that Ozma calls up Ranka and lets her know that everything's going to be all right. Nobody's going to get killed. None of the pilots are going to get killed. Everybody's going to come back. And then we get probably one of the best things about this episode is we see that they're, in true celebrity coverage, that they're having a press conference with Cheryl about what happened at the Macross Galaxy colony. And, they're asking a bunch of questions, how she feels and everything like that. And somebody says, well, is your concert going to still continue to go on? And then she just gets in that guy's face and is like, why wouldn't it go on? And then it brings us to, the nuns. Pilots are deployed. They put a scout unit out there, and they detect some of the ships, the fold signature, some of the Macross Galaxy fleet ships. What's waiting in the rings is a little bit of an attack. We have some things going on here, but before that, Cheryl gives Alto her earring for good luck. They launch, and then pretty much ends with Ranka basically reaching the concert hall. And she sees that the Macross Quarter, which is the battleship attached to the Frontier, fold away because they're doing the preemptive strike on the Vajra. So, any thoughts on this episode, guys?
That's a nice build-up episode. I mean, it gets you ramped up for the next step. But I liked it. I initially forgot to watch this episode because I was blowing through the episodes and I skipped it. But I went back and watched it, and I thought it was just a nice what was it, a prologue to what was going to come next.
Yeah. And
just more connection between Alto and Cheryl.
Yeah.
And some other things. But Chris, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good build-up. You've got at the end of episode 5 the fighter from the galaxy who appeared and said that they're under attack by the Vajra, and now finally you have the president sort of making the bold move, which you don't see too often, where he basically comes out and tells the public the truth of what they know about the Vajra.
Yeah.
Obviously, Leon's a sneaky bastard and always knows more than he's letting on. It's pretty surprising that the president sort of had the guts to come out and tell people, at least what he knows to be the truth about the Vajra, and say, hey, we're going to go help our friends on the galaxy because they're under attack. And you got the further development of, Alto and Cheryl, and obviously some anticipation on his side because this is his first real battle. Before it just had that one brief skirmish while he was on his training flight. So this is his first major battle as part of SMS. And just sort of a great way to show everybody gearing up for combat.
It was a little bit slower than some of the previous episodes, but it was definitely a nice build up for for the upcoming battle. And
it's the we're saving the budget episode.
Well, not only that, but I was kind of surprised though that they came out. That Howard was so open with the frontier people, the frontier colonists, about what happened to the galaxy colonies. But I guess when you're in that situation, especially where those people have no place to go, that it's probably better in the end to at least let them know what they're going against, and then being completely surprised. So
I think the key scene is when Cheryl gets the news.
Yeah.
For what that galaxy is lost, and how she takes it, and how it just further develops her character.
Yeah.
And at the news conference when they ask her if the show is going to go on, and she snaps. Well, I wouldn't say snaps, but she just her resolve.
She snaps.
Well, she does.
Yeah, she pretty much snaps.
She takes that mic, boy, and just commands. And she just shows her resolve there, and I like her. I like her a lot more from that episode on.
Yeah.
Thanks to that, and I think she's turning out to be a really standout character, if she wasn't already. But I particularly like that scene.
Cool. So I guess that would lead us to episode 7, Chris.
Yes, episode 7, Mecha Porn, a.k.a. First Attack.
Budweiser missiles ahoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, this episode pretty much from almost beginning to end is just shooting, and shooting. But, of course, in Macross tradition, it's intercut with music, so you've got that showing with Cheryl's concert. You get to see the anime debut of the Koenig monster, which first appeared in the PS1 game Macross VFX 2.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Which I've been playing again, and man, was that thing fun to use. That thing's just a walking death machine. So it's nice to see Canaria use that thing, just land on the deck of a damaged battleship and just start blowing crap away all over the place. You got everybody pretty much participating in combat, and it's just an all-out battle until Luca, Mr. Permanent Rosy Cheeks Luca, gets a little bit too close to a Vajra battleship, and he's trying to study it, and he gets pulled into it. So Alto comes to the rescue, and in the process, unfortunately, loses his own Messiah. He has an encounter with the mysterious, heavy emphasis on mysterious, VF-27, which kind of helps them but doesn't really, and they both manage to escape from the Vajra battleship, which gets so wonderfully destroyed by the Macross quarter.
Yeah.
Probably one of the shining moments of the show so far, where the Macross quarter is just speeding by as it's transforming, and it just sort of rips this Vajra battleship open like it was a frickin' oyster.
Yeah.
Then just blows it away with its Macross cannon. And more impressive is that it's done by Bobby, who probably is the best representation of a hot-blooded gay guy piloting a giant transforming battleship ever.
Yes.
Not that there's ever been a hot-blooded gay guy who pilots a transforming battleship
on
before.
That probably being one of the standout scenes so far in the show.
Yeah, but
he just switches personalities like that.
You don't mess with Bobby.
And it definitely great in the old Macross tradition of pop song going while you are fighting. So. But
that's what I thought of the episode. It was a great action. You got some great pacing, some good music. But yeah, pretty much episode 7 is just what you would expect from a Macross battle. Great explosions, action, a Tano circus, all combined with pop music, so I'll kick it off to Soulbro, Episode 8.
Episode 8, High School Queen. And in this episode, there's a lot of tomfoolery going on. Basically, this is the infamous panty episode where panties get absconded by a little creature that comes out of nowhere. But we find out a little bit about its origins later. But getting back to pretty much the point of the episode. In this episode, this is the episode where Cheryl finally enrolls into school, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yep, it is. And then she becomes a student there, and
Hilarity.
Hilarity ensues, and chicanery begins. And she tries on one of the exosuits, I guess, for the first time, and she wants to learn how to fly, but she doesn't know the first thing about operating it. And I believe it's my man, my friend Luca's suit that she practically almost wrecks, trying it out. And it's just a lot of fun interaction between the characters at school. There is a little bit of rumblings behind the scenes. I believe this is one of the episodes where our friend, the creepy, what's his name?
Biera.
No, the dude with all the machinations behind the background. Leon, thank you.
Right.
He's starting to eye Ronka more and more about her value, or whatever her secret is. In this episode, there's that element, but pretty much what most people remember about this episode is the chase all over school for Cheryl's panties after they're stolen by this little green monster that seems to come out of nowhere. It's a little green pet-looking thing that just comes out of the bushes and then sneaks into the girls' locker room and steals her undergarments, and then everybody in the school goes chasing after it because everybody wants a little souvenir of Cheryl since she's new there and she's so famous.
Freshly worn is what they said.
Freshly worn. Barely worn.
Wow, that's whole new levels of creepy.
Yeah. I mean,
if Leon wasn't enough.
The just glee that those guys had when they found out. I just remember
our equipment to find these things, and it's like
yeah. I'm like, man, oh man, but
Team Perv. But for the most part, that was one of the highlights of the episode, or one of the more comedic elements of the episode. But just more interaction between the main leads. We get to see Ronka in this episode as well, and talked about Cheryl's going to have an upcoming TV appearance, and she offers Ronka to appear in it, but Ronka's already got another TV appearance lined up. But the ironic thing is, because during the episode you find out that because Cheryl's seemed to be more important, Ronka's own TV special gets pushed back or gets waylaid because of it. So Ronka kind of regrets not taking Cheryl up on her offer, but she wants to be big without Cheryl's help. Yeah. So I can respect Ronka for that, but at the same time she just shot her own self down because it's because of Cheryl's special that she lost her opportunity to have her own spot blown. But I like this episode a lot. It was funny, and there's a lot more story plot threads that are being woven in this episode. And it's nice to see that Ronka is eventually going to move into the public eye. And I wonder how both her and Cheryl's celebrity is going to interact or conflict in the future of the series. But what were you guys' thoughts on this episode?
Well, it kind of reminded me, the whole chase thing reminded me of the whole Zero masked cat thing from Code Geass in the first episode.
What about that in Full Metal Panic Fumofu when they're trying to get to
that too?
That classic episode.
But no, it was a pretty good episode. I mean, you got you have Cheryl coming into the school, and big surprise that's never happened before in any of these animes. Oh, look, who's the new student. But isn't this also, Chris, where we get introduced to that guy? What is his name? Birla.
Oh, yeah.
The Birla, yeah, and he ends up seeing Ronka at the park while she's singing, and he's like playing the harmonica. So.
Well, you mean Brera, not Birla.
Birla.
Yeah. He's the only other person that happens to know that same song that she's been singing since the beginning of the show. And he's also I think that little green monster was his little green alien thing was his pet. Because it's revealed, it seems to be familiar with him, and they show that at the end of the episode. So it's kind of that's the connection of where it came from. But yeah, he makes his grandiose appearance in this on board the ship in this episode. So that was interesting to see. Yeah. But Chris, any thoughts or anything else I might have left out?
A couple of points. This is where we get the iconic image of Ronka in that creepy carrot costume.
That's right. I forgot
She
about
sings
that.
stupid song and really creeps out those Zentradi kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's right.
It's like, yep, well, you got to start at the bottom of the ladder and climb your way up and take a couple of knocks. So that's what Ronka has to do in the carrot costume.
Pay your dues.
2, when Cheryl refers to Alto as her slave, Lucas certainly has some strange ideas about what that means.
Yeah, he does.
With her in her dominatrix outfit and Alto wearing a spiked collar getting whipped by her, which it's like, that's kind of creepy, especially coming from Luca's mind. And number 3, something that definitely stuck out in this episode, the character animation was pretty off.
Yeah, it was.
That's
So
right.
this definitely sticks out as somewhere where the background animation was great as usual, but the character animation was pretty off model. So you could tell it was one of the ones that they farmed off to a Korean studio.
Yeah.
Rather than being done by Satellite, so it pretty much shows in the character animation. So hopefully that'll get touched up by the time it gets to Blu-ray and DVD. But it really just sort of stuck out how some characters, and especially Cheryl, just looked
She looked weird.
just really weird. And then
Yeah.
there's this one scene with Nanase where she looks like her boobs like grew to like triple G.
Oh, wow.
That's right. I saw that. I remember that.
But yeah, Cheryl just looks the weirdest of everyone in this episode as far as the character models go. So, you got a bit of mystery that Brera shows up, on the frontier, and he's playing the harmonica, that song Imo that is the only thing that Ronk remembers from her childhood. So, pretty good episode. Obviously, slow down in the pace from the epic battles from the Mecha episode, which is what you sort of expect.
Yeah, definitely a big departure from the previous episodes. So,
But last but not least, we have episode 9.
which is Friendly Fire. So now we have kind of a character introspective thing outside of Alto or Ronk or even Cheryl, and it was kind of weird at the beginning when you see somebody getting focused on that hadn't been focused on before. You're thinking they're going to die, but we'll kind of get through that. But we see that Michael is basically on an asteroid trying to snipe with Alto and Brera's VF-727, and he's kind of, Alto's struggling because he's still pretty much learning the ropes. We see that Michael fires and misses and actually hits Alto, and he's complaining that...
Well, actually, no. That's later. Because this starts off in the middle and then jumps back.
Yeah,
earlier.
That's right.
It just fires and you don't see the outcome.
Yeah, you don't see what's going on, and then
earlier.
Yeah. So, and we see that we see more interaction with Cheryl and Grace doing some more. She's in the exo gear, getting some practice time with Michael and them, and we then see that there is a Nun's pilot is calling for some reinforcements because, of course, we have another Vajra attack, and this is when Alto rushes in and attacks a red Vajra mech and is chasing it through a asteroid field. So, and then we see that he's going around. The mech escapes. Alto, Alto then gets caught up with that Vajra, and Michael fires and basically then hits Alto.
True.
And then we have a big confrontation later on about in the hangar about what's going on and why he's shooting on a teammate, because Alto took it pretty personally, which I guess anybody in that situation would, especially when Michael's supposed to be such a great sniper. So
but there's also the fact that they have that rivalry between them, and he accuses him of doing it on purpose, which was all the result of a comment that Grace made about it being a shame what happened to Michael's sister, which has him distracted at the time that he fires. So we thought it wasn't intentional, but it leads to that very amusing scene where Michael's just beating the crap out of Alto, and just
I know.
Nuts.
Yeah, because you get to see that he's it's the first time that we really see him kind of lose his cool too, because he just seemed like that kind of easygoing guy, and that whole confrontation there. So in the we see that what's his face Clem is thinking about Michael, and about some of the things about us. So it's definitely a little bit of love interest there. So Michael actually goes out later on and starts doing some practice sniping, and is basically, because of the comments that Grace made earlier, reminded of his sister Jessica and a bunch of her funeral, and we find out some of the things that happened to some of the things in her life that she took care of him, and she was like an ace sniper back in the day herself, but something had come on, and and Clem Clan actually comes out and starts talking with him while he's practicing, and they have kind of a good exchange there about about his sister and if he's thinking about it, and then of course Michael has to joke about everything, and Rich is actually kind of funny saying that in her MyClone form he'd probably be arrested if he touched her. Rich was kind of funny, so we get that interaction, and we can definitely see that she has got some feelings for him, because she just kind of goes away crying after that whole exchange. So we get Alto is speaking with Cheryl, and she's talking about some of the promotional video that she's doing for the people about the Macross Galaxy, and how nobody should forget about it. And she gets into the conversation with him about why he's going to school and why he's in the SMS. So it's a pretty good thing with those two. They're starting to get a little bit more comfortable with each other, and a lot more feelings are starting to pop up on both sides. Then we see that Ronk is out working again, handing out some promotional items, and just kind of doing what she needs to do, and then she sees Biera across the street, and then of course he vanishes like we've never seen that before. So we get back into space, and we see that Ozma's telling there's another Vajra attack. Ozma's telling to find anything they can about the Vajra and to bring it back, and then at the same time we see Biera launch in his VF-27 and receive orders from a woman to destroy the Vajra nest, and make sure that SMS doesn't get any of the information that they're trying to find. So pretty good space battle here, and this goes back to what we had at the beginning, where where Alto and Biera are locked in combat with each other, hand-to-hand combat, and they're Valkyries, and basically it's a pretty cool exchange where he's telling Michael to fire and you can surpass his sister and all this other stuff. So and then we find out that of course his sister Jessica, she had committed a crime. She was court-martialed because she had did friendly fire on her superior, which actually was her lover at the time. So there was a big kind of scandal about that. So
or her freshly ex-lover.
Yeah, her fresh. Yeah, that's right. Didn't they break up that day or something? But he finally fires, and of course everything is good on that, and then pretty much ends with Luca and Michael at the cemetery by Jessica's grave, and just kind of they Alta shows up, and Michael just comes to terms with everything with his sister. So
and that's when Alta says, "You could be my wingman anytime." Yeah,
pretty much. But pretty kind of deep episode. I was kind of glad to see that we didn't get into the thing where we would have lost Michael.
Yeah.
Because I definitely, when I first saw it, I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Oh man.
But it was definitely good. It was kind of a good insight into his character, that we see he's just not the lazy kind of pretty boy, playboy type of dude that he's been shown as up until this point. So, and also nice to see that Clem Clam's got feelings for her, or feelings for him, and also knew his sister. So, but definitely a good episode. And we get to see Biaria a lot more in his VF-27, and we see that he's going to start being a force to be reckoned with. Man. So, and he's got some tie with the Vajra. But Chris, anything on your end?
Well, I definitely enjoyed that it was a character episode focused on someone who's not part of the love triangle, because up to now, for the most part, Michael's basically just been the sort of stereotypical ace pilot dick guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
With not too much depth to him. So it was good to see, an insight into why he became a sniper, because he wanted to sort of surpass his sister and to clear up, her name, because she had basically been shamed in that whole scandal where she shot her commander/ex-lover.
Right.
And we also see that Clan and Michael were childhood friends, and you have this ridiculously cute image of like her as a kid.
Yeah.
Like playing like swing for him.
Yeah.
And just swinging him in the air. It's kind of interesting. And I think at least on her end some romantic attachment, which he probably doesn't see because he's Mr. Ladies' Man chasing skirts everywhere he can except for what's most obvious.
Yeah.
And we see more of Brera being an obstruction and flying around and destroying a Vajra egg, which curiously is inside a wrecked nun's ship, which raises some interesting questions there. And you wonder why it is that he's so adamant, or at least people who are ordering him are so adamant about SMS not finding out about the Vajra.
Yeah.
And in the end, though, it comes down to this nice battle with both Michael and Alto getting in some pretty heavy damage on the VF-27.
Yeah, he does. He gets a lot of damage in there. It's actually kind of, because this is what basically is like second or third real battle.
Yeah, he's starting to become starting to get comfortable. Mr. Prog Knife.
Yeah, right.
But I thought it was a pretty solid episode. I liked just seeing the connection between Clan and Michael or Mihail, and just to see that there was an episode focused on him, because he's one of my favorite characters in the series. He's reminiscent of Max in some ways not. But to see the tragedy behind him was really a really good introspective, and gives his character a lot of motivation that we didn't know about. So I liked it a lot.
My man Mihail.
My man Mihail. I guess it's been established.
I thought it was your boy Luca.
Yeah.
Mr. Rosy Cheeks.
Mr. Rosy Cheeks. I guess you could just point him out.
You have to choose Luca because he's the resident loser of this series, like Sajid and Rival. So
I suppose I will, for consistency's sake.
Consistency's sake, yes.
We'll see his perspective soon. It'll probably be the episode where he dies. So who knows?
Pineapple salad.
See, I haven't seen.
Oh boy.
Pineapple salad.
That's what I thought this episode was going to be.
Oh man.
I actually thought it. Like I said, I thought from the beginning. I started watching this like, oh boy.
Claudia's making his pineapple salad right now.
If the laws of the universe of Macross prevail, the pineapple salading will begin with Ozma.
Yeah.
No.
Because he's just a walking pineapple salad. Just look at him.
Yeah.
And Kathy. I guess Kathy better get those.
Plus, he's
shop for those ingredients.
He's Skull Leader.
He's Skull Leader. He needs to die. He's senpai.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
He is definitely senpai. So
you can't have the Kohai die before the senpai.
That would be a first.
It would be. So it could happen, but the way it is now, Ozma is the walking pineapple salad.
Oh yeah, because we can I can already see that his and Kathy's relationship, the spark is going to get kind of rekindled again. So, but
I would hope so, since Leon's such a creepy guy, and
very much
better
so.
than this creepy kind of guy.
Wacky dude.
I agree wholly.
With a lame haircut.
Well, if you guys, it looks like we've reached the end of these episodes that we've gone over, episodes 5 through 9 for Macross Frontier. If you guys have any input, by all means, send it to the boards at mechatalk.net, or email us at GundammMAHQ@gmail.com. We'll be back in a little bit. You're listening to Gundam at MAHQ.
Suddenly, there was a terrible roar all around us, and the sky was full of what looked like huge bats, all swooping and screeching and diving around the car. And a voice was screaming, "Holy Jesus, what are these goddamn animals?"
Can't you see that you are sweet? Oh, let me love you so.
Welcome back to Gundam at MAHQ, and once again, we're going to be going into the 5th installment now of our continuing series called Gundam Round-up, and this time we're going to take a look at actually kind of a landmark show in a lot of ways. It's an OVA, it's the Mobile Suit Gundam 0080, and landmark in a couple ways. First one being it's the first one not directed by Tomino himself. It was actually done by another director, and do you have the name of that person, Chris?
Fumihiko Takayama.
Okay. And so it was landmark on that aspect, and it was also kind of landmark in another one where it seemed like the lead character, a young child, was actually didn't end up becoming a pilot or anything, and he's a lot younger than any of the previous teenage protagonists in the show, but and we also see that it's set in a colony, and we really don't see too much outside the colony except in the beginning and some things later on in the show. So it starts with we're introduced to what like a Zeon like commando force trying to attack a Federation base like in the Arctic, and trying to get it to imagine this, a brand new mobile suit weapon, and that mobile suit gets shot off into space, and they go follow it. So, and then we're introduced into one of the colonies, and we're introduced to, how old was Al in this? Like 10 or 8 or something? 10. I mean, a little kid named Al that's infatuated with the war going on, just like any young child would be. So we get to see kind of the interaction of that as I guess he's walking home from school, or he's going to school. When I haven't seen the show in a while, but I know he's kind of walking down, and there's a battle inside the colony between Federation forces and some Zaku's, and you see a Zaku crash into a nearby park, and of course, like anybody, he's going to go check it out, and that's where he gets introduced to seeing the now world famous Bernie Bernard Wiseman, aka Mr. Hamburger, because if Bright likes hamburgers, this guy is Hamburger.
Good old Bernie Burgers.
So, and he's kind of an interesting character too, because he's not an ace.
Not by
far from it. And of course, he's part of the commando team that we had seen earlier, and they are in charge of seeing of the new mobile suit weapon that's being developed and being tested in Al's colony. Imagine that. And so things go on. Bernie actually kind of recruits Al to help him out getting into the space dock to see what's going on, and then Bernie's kind of hanging around with Al, which is kind of creepy. But he gets introduced to Al's neighbor, who's a young girl named Christina Mackenzie, and she's in the military, but we kind of don't know what she's doing at that point. But not to go too much into the synopsis of the show or anything. Of course, things kind of progress, and Bernie, with the help of Al, and makes a final kind of run and trying to save the side, because the Zeon commanders are going to nuke it. And in the meantime, he's trying to take down the Gundam, because it's a new type. It's called the Alex. It's actually specially made for new types, and and we get to see that. And Bernie's doing this because there was a prior attack, and all of his comrades in the commando force were killed. And we get now probably one of the more famous parts of anything in Gundam, where at the end there's kind of a final battle with the Zaku, Bernie Zaku, and the Alex, and boy, probably one of the best lines I've ever heard. What about the pilot? He looks like Hamburger in there.
Whoever he was, he's Hamburger.
He's Hamburger. So, but that's kind of it in a nutshell. But I guess I'll pass this over to Chris on some thoughts of Mobile Suit Gundam 0080.
First off, on somewhat related note, I should give a nod to Dale for at Anime Expo spending 6 hours in various lines to get autographs from David Hayter, and he autographed my Gundam 0080 DVD. Of course, David Hayter, a.k.a. Solid Snake, did Bernie in the English dub, and
nice.
He, when he saw the DVD, he said that he had an uncontrollable urge for hamburgers, but he didn't know why.
It was just
That's not what he said.
That's just such an iconic line of a franchise that's got so many great lines. That one it seems to stick with everybody.
Well, but anyway, what I think that stands about the show is, as you mentioned, it's the first Gundam show that's not directed by Tomino, which was a big deal back in the day. But it sort of has that same feel that Tomino would have if he had directed it. You know, capturing the essence of war. That it's not fun and games, because that's the way it was to Al and his friends at the beginning, and then you see the transformation at the end where they're talking about how fun war is going to be, and you know, Al's experienced so many horrible things he's seen firsthand that's completely disillusioned him to, you know, the whole G.I. Joe, let's play commando view that any kid would have, that all of us had when we were kids, because we all did the same thing. We all ran around with plastic machine guns, and, you know, we thought that war was fun, but then he saw firsthand that it wasn't. I like that the main character is a kid who's a non-combatant.
Yeah.
So he's sort of an accomplice to the Zeon team, and for its time, this was the first OAV to really show something from a Zeon perspective and show them as being sympathetic people who are out to do, you know, a job. I mean, the original series had this too, you know, with characters like Ramba Ral and some other characters, but they were overshadowed by all of these fanatics like Giran. Here you have the guys that are part of the team, whether it's, you know, Steiner or Misha or Garcia or Bernie, they're all just average soldiers who, you know, are doing their job. They're not fanatical believers in their cause to the point where, you know, Steiner's having that conversation with that bar guy who's sort of their inside man, and he's basically, you know, they're basically saying, like, you know, we're not going to win this war.
Yeah.
You know, they see the writing on the wall, whereas you have ambitious guys like Colonel Killing who only care about, you know, advancing himself and, you know, his fanatical Giran faction.
Well, these other guys are seeing it from the battlefront. These other the guys in charge are seeing it from the you know, wherever their high horse might be. You know, they don't have the same perspectives, and I like that aspect of it. It's normal people. That's what I like about 0080. I mean, granted, I love new types, and I love that whole phenomenon behind them. But it was nice to just see. This was the first Gundam where you didn't even have that as a factor. The only thing that came close was that they were developing the NT1 for Amuro Ray. And that's all you pretty much get a mention of the Y base and anybody from the original series. But I like that average man's view. I like the fact that Bernie was a grunt and not much else. I don't think he ever had a kill, right? He makes a mention of that. Never had a kill. There's a scene that's really good in that show where they where he levels it out for Al and lays out the reality of the situation. You know, he can't take on the Gundam when he's realizing that that's really the only way he can save the colony is by destroying it, and he's pretty much by himself. But he spells it out for Al. It's like, I can't take on the Gundam in the Zaku. I can't do this. I'm going to get wasted. And it's like, I've never killed anyone before. I've never taken out anyone, you know, in a mobile suit, period. So what makes you think I can do this? And just an excellent performance. I love the story overall, and just like Chris has said, it features a non-combatant who's so young and who looks at war one way, but by the end of the series, it's taken on such a real face to him that he's brought the tears because of all the drama that went on. And I love the scene at the end where Christina says goodbye to him, and he never gives it the fact to him that you know who Bernie was or anything like that. He just he just tries to keep his composure, but you know he's losing it. But at the same time, all this is welled up within him. The whole experience of those 6 episodes is welled up within him, where it went from being a kid's game to some of the realest stuff he'll ever endure. And it's just one of the more heartfelt stories, despite all its all that people joke on about the show. I think it's a very human-driven drama.
Without a doubt. And if at the end, the ending doesn't cause you to, shed some tears, whether it's Bernie's death or the video that he leaves or what happens to Al afterwards, then you're not a person.
Not at all.
Or when Christina asks where Bernie is.
Yeah, and Al
have you seen Bernie? He's
just falling apart and can't bring himself to say anything. He's like, well, Bernie will be sorry that he missed you, and that's what he can manage to say.
But yeah, it's definitely. It's such a departure in Universal Century from the other shows. I mean, and even from the ones that we kind of haven't covered yet that come on later. But it was kind of interesting to see it on the aspect of just a civilian and not a civilian that's thrust into the conflict. Now he's thrust into it, but he doesn't play a real active role.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
more of
like
an
Chris
observer.
said, he's more like a little accomplice, and what his father worked at the space docks or something, or and he knew how to kind of get in there because he's always sneaking in to watch the ships come in. So yeah, I mean, it has got kind of some weird things to it, and we've discussed it before on shows and some weird things there. But other than that, though, it's a pretty solid show. It's
got a lot of first, like the first female Gundam pilot.
Yeah.
The first time Azaku ever came close to defeating a Gundam.
Yeah.
Although at great cost.
It has the first female Gundam pilot because we know that before that in Zeta you had Emma. So as far as UC chronology goes, this is Christina, the first female pilot.
That's very true. Chronological, but not production-wise. You're very true. But yeah, definitely, and just the first Xeon lead of a Gundam show also, where you have one that's consistently throughout the show.
Yeah,
that's a major player. Although there's a Xeon, a Federation affiliated character, and of course a non-combatant. Although you don't see as much as Christina as you see the other two.
And we also get to see the first time that the actual war ends. You get to see, because even in Mobile Suit, that's the end of the battle.
Yeah.
It's not really like, what is it? Al's father's reading the newspaper, and it shows that, the treaty had been signed and the 1-year war. So
because the 1-year war ends, I guess,
it's in
for the most part,
December, I believe.
It ends on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve going into New Year's Day of 0080.
Yep.
And then later on, I think it's a week afterwards, where he's reading the newspaper at that point. Yeah.
So, I mean, it does and like Chris said, I mean, if you don't get a little, the heartstring, little tug at the heartstrings there, it is, and it's nice because it's not done in a cheesy way, and sometimes, I know we've probably said this before, but Tamino in some of his shows, a lot of times, especially in his later Gundam shows, Victory, where he is forcing, the despair.
Yeah.
And this one, it's just kind of a natural progression, and it's not really forced, and it's definitely a must see. And I mean, for as much as we joke about it sometimes with the whole boy love thing, we know it's not the intent of that, but.
Watch it and be the judge. I think it was just coincidental. Just a little bit of trivia. I made an AMV to 0080, and you can find it on YouTube. It's called Bernie's Lament. We showed it to Chris, and he couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And if my friend Shoji Rimura was here, he'd tell you all about his first experience watching that.
I smell a new topic on the forums. Is Soul Bro's video?
Oh my God! No.
Pedophilic? Yes or no?
Well, my intentions behind it were very, very, very pure and homage to the series, and it's all about Bernie's struggles. He's the central character, but not just watch it and be the judge. And any comments
Let us know.
Appreciated.
But I don't really have too much else to say. Chris, do you have any closing thoughts or anything on 0080?
The only thing that I didn't like about this show is the soundtrack, which can be pretty inconsistent.
Yeah, that's true.
Music that are great, and then some that just sound really crappy.
I'm not big on synthesized music, period, although the 80s was fueled with anime with nothing but synthesized, like keyboarding and whatnot. I'd rather hear a more orchestral sound to a Gundam series. And I'm not big on much of the music in the show, not even the opening and closing themes. I do like the closing theme probably the most. But
the opening is terrible.
What's that?
The opening theme is terrible.
I skip that every time. The end theme is very good and almost makes me kind of want to tear up. But I skip that too for those reasons. But it's other than that though, I dug everything else, especially since we talk about Macross a lot. A lot of the staff behind Studio New, I believe, worked on this show. Like Shoji Kawamori worked on the mech designs.
No, he did. He did 0083.
Oh, he 0083.
Yeah.
I take that back. But Haruhiko Mikimoto did the character artwork for this.
Yes, he did.
And he's very very well known for doing the character art for the Macross and the original Macross series and the first Macross movie. So plus many other shows. That's all I have to say. I loved it. I'm not in the mood to watch it all the time, but when I am, it's
a tough watch.
It's a tough watch, but it's a good stuff. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and anything else, Chris?
No. I mean,
Okay.
It's
cool.
definitely one of my favorite shows. It was the second Gundam series that I saw following the original series, way back in the day when I bought it on videotape.
Yeah.
Wow.
That dinosaur format. And, I'll always enjoy it, and I've watched it plenty of times since then, just watched it recently again, and, it's still, in the 10 years I've been seeing this show, it's aged very well.
Yeah, it has.
Mm-hmm.
It has.
It's aged very well, considering that next year it'll be 20 years old.
Jeez.
But
I feel old now.
But yeah, just kind of my last thoughts. I agree with both Solbro and Chris about the music. It kind of didn't feel right in a lot of ways. I mean, there are some parts that it's kind of good, but it just wasn't very consistent, and they could have conveyed a better musical direction, I think. But like I said before, I mean, I joke about it a lot, but it is a very solid show, and I think people would really like seeing this because it is such a departure from especially the Universal Century themed Gundam shows, and even a lot of the alternate century, because I don't think we've really had this type of take in any of the other shows. I mean, the protagonist always ends up becoming a pilot or the hero at the end. So, but this kind of concludes Gundam Round-up, the fifth installment, and I guess the next one would be, Chris,
F91.
is it F91?
Oh,
so.
Man.
Then we'll be getting back to Tomino produced and directed Gundam at that. But hit us up on the Mecha Talk forums with some of your thoughts about Gundam 0080, and we're going to be concluding this, and we'll be back in a few. You're listening to Gundam at MAHQ.
He'll keep calling me. He'll keep calling me until I come over. He'll make me feel guilty. This is ridiculous, okay? I'll go. Damn it!
Striking out on finding your favorite manga, anime, or series merchandise nearby or online? Lost when it comes to finding pop music from Japan, Hong Kong, and other Asian markets? Well, then Florida Oriental Trading is here to help. If you live in the Central Florida area, head on over to the intersection of Colonial Drive and Mills Avenue near downtown Orlando. You'll find FOT right next to the CVS Pharmacy. For those who live abroad, find out more about our favorite store online at FloridaOrientalTrading.com or call them directly at area code 407-895-0650. FOT carries a large selection of merchandise such as art books, t-shirts, posters, wall scrolls, soundtracks, PVC figurines, models, and much, much more. Also, it's a great place to find imports of your favorite musical artists and the latest films from Japan, Hong Kong, and other Asian countries. Last but not least, Florida Oriental Trading is not only home to the best selection of anime.
Damn it! Who typed that on the teleprompter? For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, we will read.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! F***ing thing sucks!
Hey everyone, welcome to Radio Gundam! Sorry. This is Chris. As always, I'm joined by Solbro and Neo, and we're trying something new here, and something hopefully we can do maybe every week, a live...
The Mecha Morning Zoo.
So we got a couple of callers on the line Skype here today. So one by one, introduce yourselves. You can give your real name if you want, but at least let us know what your username is on Mecha Talk. So let's go first down the line in Skype alphabetically. Alex.
Hey, I'm Alex, or Snoop619 on the boards.
How you doing?
Not bad, thank you.
Tell the world where you're calling from.
I'm calling from the UK.
Oh, nice. Man, coming live from I have no euphemism for this one.
All hail Britannia.
Yeah, all right.
For Britannia, that's right, man.
Yeah, but Britannia's America, so he should be saying it to us.
That's true.
Damn Britannians.
That is it.
And next.
Oh, I'm Dan, aka Battosai28 on the forums.
Where are you calling from?
Boston.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Not quite as
Boo
far.
Celtic.
Well, hold on. The town of Todd Giddis? Welcome,
Yes.
man.
Thank you.
That's the
thank
local
you.
hero.
I am.
The Departed.
And next.
Gundam 0079. I'm the goose on the board and stuff. Nice to be here. I'm calling from Ohio.
Nice.
Go Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Go Buck.
Last.
Hello, I'm Phil, V2 Buster on the boards. I'm from Canada. I would like to request Purple Earrings Radar Love.
I'm sorry, we have to ban Canada from this call.
Oh, man. Again? No rush? No request of rush?
I was tempted, but that's just too obvious, really.
Oh, man. No Bryan Adams?
Or Celine Dion.
We've already met our quotient of Canadians by having Peter on last episode, so you're gonna.
Peter's my boy.
Hey, my father's Canadian.
Not just a Canadian though, but a French Canadian. That takes a lot of guts.
Oh God, that's even worse.
Yeah, that's what I am.
I feel even more repulsed. No, but
Thank you.
So we don't really have much of a plan for this call-in session. So what we just had in mind was people call in and ask a question or give a comment. So guess we might as well start with you, Phil.
Okay,
Got a
my
question?
first question is for Chris then. Did a super robot kill your family when you were young? Because you seem to hate them a lot.
Where you got that impression?
The site has none of them, and you never talk about them on the show. So that's just comes off that you're discriminatory against super robots.
Well, we do have a Gurren Lagann section. We do have a Brave section, so we do have Super Robot representation on the site. I don't have anything against Super Robots. I didn't get into them at first. My first exposure was Real Robots, so they sort of have always had a special place in my heart. But over the
You're slowly getting into them, though.
I started watching a lot more Super Robot shows, Brave, Guy King, all these other things, Dan Cougar, Gurren Lagann. So I enjoy Super Robots much as the next guy. It's just that for right now, my thing is in Real Robots. And in the future, we do plan to do more Super Robot stuff on MAHQ. We're going to have Peter's going to be reviewing Gunbuster and Diebuster.
Excellent.
Yay.
I've been trying to get somebody to do Guy King, the new one. And at some point, want someone to do more Brave stuff as that becomes more available. Try to get Corey back on Gal Geiger. So there is going to be super stuff, and as far as Gundam, there's just so much stuff to talk about. We just haven't gotten to Super Robots yet because there's so much crap that's on the air now that we have to cover. So they happen to all be Real Robot shows. So that's the reason for that.
Yeah, you don't realize how many topics that we have kind of just sitting and waiting when it comes to Gundam, especially lately, the beginning part of this year. There was just so much stuff that started coming, and then everybody with all their suggestions on the boards. It's just, unfortunately we have other jobs, so, if we could do it every day, it'd be cool, but, yeah, I'm sure we'll be getting to it, though.
It also brings up the fact that we were kind of brought up in the age of Real Robots, too, where we didn't really grow up in the 70s and get to see a lot of Super Robot shows in there. They're kind of getting leaked to the States as, time goes along, but there's always the internet, and there's always pulling off the classic ones. It's just a lot of groups don't subtitle them all. I would love to watch all the mangas or Z. And I'd love to talk about that on the show because that was a pioneer right there. Or, one of those. But, I know Gal Geiger is coming just like you guys said because Neo's seen all of that show and he thinks it's one of the greatest shows ever invented. And then there's always Nadesco where Geki Ganger is also lumped in with that. Well, we don't have to talk about Prince of Darkness if y'all don't want to.
Thank you.
I figure it'd make great radio. Strike that from the record.
I haven't heard of this whatever it is you mentioned. I don't know what that is.
Oh man, well, mum's the word. But no, I love to talk about Super Robot shows. I also like to get into actual Mecha discussion sometime soon because I've just come to notice we haven't talked about Mecha in depth yet, and just like you guys have been asking for, we'll definitely get into it. Anyway, that's how.
An hour of so what do you think's stronger, Wing Gundam or New Gundam?
Oh man, I can't wait.
Strike Freedom spams all.
Strike would win with the weapons, and because here is an awesome pilot.
It'd be like the Coliseum all over again, right?
Podcast ends in fisticuffs.
Nice. Biggest mistake I ever made with that damn forum.
that thing was getting so ridiculous after a while. It's like what
cesspool of stupidity and just oh god.
It's like if all right, Coliseum, Petite Mobile versus Bright's Chair in Char's Counterattack. Who would win? So it was getting so funny.
You know who would win? The Homo Alvis.
No, at one time there was one battle. Someone said the frickin' the tripods from War of the Worlds.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a personal favorite of my roommates because he used to love. We would read it at work and we'd come home and talk about all this kind of dumb stuff we would hear on there. So.
Yeah, that forum became like the ghetto of Mecha Talk. So.
Yeah.
It sort of became like a real coliseum, just full of degenerates and filth.
Ne'er-do-wells.
Yes.
So. Well, that's cool. I guess. Any other questions?
What do you think that like real robot shows are more popular right now than super robot shows?
I think we're kind of seeing a hybrid of that, like with Gurren Lagann. I haven't really watched that show, but isn't that kind of a hybrid between the two?
It seems kind of.
It's a super robot. I think there's a lot more realism going into a lot of science fiction with like all these remakes, like a Battlestar Galactica and stuff. Like I finally got to see what the original show looked like, and oh my god, it was like, it was terrible. But
yeah, my dad used to watch that show religiously, and he can't stand the new one. It's like, are you drinking?
But if you see though, like there's kind of a move like towards everything, not just robots, but even like comic book movies and everything like that. They're all becoming a lot more grounded in realism, and so I think they are. But I agree though. I've seen some stuff of Gurren Lagann. I haven't seen the show entirely, but it seems more super robot to me. Yeah. I actually think a little bit of Code Geass R2 has some super robot stuff in it.
I was just going to bring that up.
Especially with the transforming Zetsway there from Saccharide. And just all of a sudden the technology went from they weren't even able to fly. Now every mech can fly, even the grunt stuff, and
the
so
battlefield is escalating.
It's got some things in there, but I think, I think just because Code Geass just took off, I think the real robot thing is just
even before that. I mean, there's some elements of Gal Gaga that are kind of, I mean, as superfluous as that show is, there's some things like Chris had mentioned in the earlier show with the transformation or the combining of Gal Gaga, how it looks like it could be possible with the way the gears are like aligning and turning and just showing themselves
and everything.
An example that comes to mind to me is Die Guard. How it's a super robot show in the skin of a real robot show, but there's just some unreal elements of it, and it's just a good blend of the two. But we're seeing a new age of mech shows, I think. But Chris, what do you think?
Personally, I think that at least in Japan, we're seeing more of a blurring of the lines. You look at shows like Die Guard or like Overman King Gainer, where you've got the silhouette machines are on the real side. But then you've got the Overmen being more on sort of a super side.
Yeah.
And there's just plenty of shows out there that are sort of blurring the lines. And, to a certain extent, the lines have always been blurred in most shows. Like, if you look at most Gundams, the lines have always been a little bit blurry. It's only some shows that they're really clearly drawn, like, say, Votomes or Dougram or Patlabor. I mean, even in Macross to a certain extent.
Yeah,
very true.
Or you look at the stylings of the aesthetic of say Macross 7 with bright colored mecha with faces and boobs and everything, and there's more of a super robot aesthetic there. Even though the original Macross was one of the hallmarks of the really real robot shows. So I just see it as a mixing of the two more recently.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to actually see the resurgence of the Enchanted Mech show like Dunbine. With
the fantasy one?
Yeah, a fantasy one with Wings Arene stricken from the record, of course.
I'm sorry, what was that? Never.
Exactly.
Never heard of that show.
Another unmentionable. But very good question. Any of you guys have anything to add to that?
Well, I do agree pretty much with all of you.
Well, then all right.
Okay, so since we're all in perfect agreement, let's move on to our Next caller, since we lost Alex earlier, welcome back.
Hi.
Got a question or a comment?
Yeah. I was wondering just what was your favorite mech of all time in any show ever?
That's a difficult one. Oh man. I'd actually have to probably split it up. Like I'll put like my favorite Gundam, I think, outside of, because he wasn't a Gundam, he was more of just a machine of death, is Gun Tank. I love Gun Tank immensely.
Especially
he's
when
just
it flies through space.
Yeah, he treads a spinning. But if it was if you're going in the Gundam universe, I would definitely say, for whatever reason, I love the Strike, the original Strike. I just thought it was such a kind of a cool concept with, all the things on it, and it looked very kind of real world, like, because it was so lanky and skinny, and I like that one.
I think the Strike is probably one of the better redesigns of the RX-78.
Yeah.
And I think I know a lot of people don't like Gundam or are not big fans of it, but they love the design of the Strike.
Yeah.
Neo and I both have a friend who just built the perfect Strike.
Well, I built one too.
And you built one. You built
I have
the
both. I have the Strike and the Sky Grasper.
Yeah, man. And he built one as well. And he says, he's not a big Gundam junkie, but the Strike, he calls the Strike quote unquote sexy.
Yeah, it really is. But I would say any other like Mecha, I like the. Which one was it? The Chris, you'll probably have to help me on this. The mind controlled one in Macross Plus. Oh, it was the VF-21?
Omega 1.
Yeah, I like that one. And
more than the 19?
I don't know. There's just something cool about it. I think it was more the paint scheme, but I like that one. Other than that, probably. I don't know. I'll let you guys, and I'll think about it. I'll think about if there's anything else, but
go ahead, Chris.
As far as Gundam goes, probably my favorite overall design, whether it's a Gundam or mobile suit, would be the Zeta, because when I first saw it, even before I saw the show, I just fell in love with it because the sharp lines that it had, and just the sort of elegance of the design and how it looked, for its time and still for now, so very different from the previous Gundams and from a lot of the Gundams that have come since then.
Yeah, the face was always a striking feature to me. Like, it's different. It's the Gundam, but they haven't copied that look on a face yet.
They haven't at all
since that one came.
That's why I call it the 5-star stories Gundam.
Otherwise, just a handful of other favorites would include the original Valkyrie from Macross. Any version of it, especially the movie versions. The YF-19, the good old Scope Dog, and the Ingram from Pat Labor.
Yeah,
Ingram is. I like that suit too, but
that's it for me as far as my favorites. So it's on you now, Soul Bro.
Well, darn. I am a big fan of the Zeta too. I love that suit. I think it's even the variations of it, like all the different ones they've come out with, model wise, and I'm particular to the red one from what's it? Gundam Project Omega.
Oh, Armoros?
Not Armoros, but the one that Johnny Ridden piloted. And
yeah.
I like that one a lot. I think that's really cool. I like the Estevalis from
I forgot about those.
Was it? The
I forgot about those, yeah.
From the Desco, I particularly Guy Dagoji's and the dude, what's his name? The real jerk, the guy you like. The guy who runs Nurgle.
Akatsuki.
Yeah.
That dude's awesome.
His suit was badass.
Yeah.
And Super Robot, I'm a big fan of. I like Mazin Kaiser out of Super Robots.
I like that one too.
That is the god of super robots, and last but not least, out of grunt mech suits. Of course, I wouldn't say grunt mechs, but out of I like the Valkyries assorted, and then my favorite grunt mech suit is probably. I like the Murasame from what's it?
From Sea Destiny.
Yeah, Sea Destiny. I was a big fan of the Murasame. It was like the closest thing to a Valkyrie I ever saw in that show.
It did look like one.
It's like, wow, that suit was really cool.
And the DT custom.
Yeah, exactly.
The DT Custom Desert Tiger.
DT did have one, but that's pretty much it out of me.
You have another question there, Alex? Or okay.
I was kind of thinking, what are your predictions for Gundam 00, the new series?
Oh, okay.
It's gonna suck.
I wondered if you were going to cover that in another segment, so I wondered whether I should ask it or not.
Actually, that brings up another, for your first question. For whatever reason, because I got the 00 DS game, but for whatever reason, when I started playing that game, I wasn't always that high on the Exia. But then when I started playing that game and just seeing how awesome that suit is, I like that suit a lot. The Exia. I think that's up there with the Strike as another good redesign of the RX-78 because just the way it looks.
It's very petite looking, and that's what I liked about it too.
It just and it it's got that. It's more grounded where it's got a beam cannon, but it's nothing like it's nothing like a beam rifle, and it's got the big huge GN sword and all that stuff, which is kind of cool. But
it's pretty neat to see two innovative redesigns of the RX-78 within a decade. Because I mean, there was a rut where you kept seeing just like kind of the same kind of just retread in the 90s. You kind of saw the same kind of retread over and over and over ever since the F91.
Yeah,
they kind of stuck within that frame, and now this millennium we're seeing all these neat new looking Gundams. And
but to your other question on what my predictions are in 00.
Before you jump into that, thanks Solbro for mentioning that, because I took so much crap in my first review for 00 when I mentioned that between the last 15 years, all of the Gundam designs have just sort of been basically redesigns of the F91. Everybody's like, oh, what's he talking about?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yes, it is.
It's the truth.
They're all freaking Frankens. Just look at the feet, the legs, the arms, the head.
Yeah.
I mean, but the only thing that Okawara never copied from the F91 was its chest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of a unique chest, but otherwise, he just recycled that into every design that he worked on in some way or another.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there's two League Gundams I can think of in the 90s that weren't exact retreads, at least to me, and that would be the God Gundam and the Turn A Gundam. Other than that, the rest of them, right down the line.
White Devil with mustache.
The White Devil with mustache.
Depending what episode it was.
Well, the Turn A, of course, because it was the only lead Gundam from the 90s that wasn't designed by Okawara, so
very true.
Obviously, it's going to not look like a
different
F91 redesign. But anyway, Paul, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, that's cool. In terms of my predictions of 00, lots of killing. I think no, I don't know. I've done this thing now with these shows where I'm trying not to read into them before, like read any like the little leaks in the magazines before they get shown. But if it's going to stay within the continuity of the 4-year time skip, I just think that the whole conspiracy with I think even with Alejandro and everything like that, he's going to be referenced a lot in there, even though he's gone. I think little Chun-Li will probably she'll probably end up becoming the big baddie, and I think it'll be interesting to see what happened to Alleluia and Tiaria. I think Tiaria is gone, but that's my opinion. But and I kind of want to see old Felt being the taking over the sniper duties, because
I agree that's probably going to happen.
That's only your opinion because you're ill-informed.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt about that.
You didn't see those scans, did you, son?
Yeah. Oh no, that's
all the Meisters in their fancy new celestial being uniforms.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't checked out any of the stuff because
I was going to ask you if you've seen the trailer yet.
I haven't been doing that. Yeah. The last year when it comes to a lot of these shows, I haven't been doing it because I've done it before and I felt burned. But
come on, you're Mr. Raw. You watched the Raw and then you watched the subtitle.
But
it's like, man, and you don't want to see a little advanced screening of the trailer?
Yeah, I don't know, but
gotta get dirty.
I think the whole concept of the infancy of the Earth Federation is going to be cool. I think that's what really is setting that show apart, that we finally get to see, in every other Gundam, the Federation was in place for 40, 50, however many years it was. Now we saw it created, and now we're going to see like the growing pains of what they're going to try to achieve. So
under President Barack Obama of the Earth Federation.
Yeah, man. But I definitely think that they're going to continue to kind of redefine what the Gundam story is, because it's like I've told Chris and Solbro, if they would have ended the show at episode 25, I really wouldn't have had a problem with it. Yeah, you'd want to see what happens, but I think it was just a really cool way of doing the mid-season break.
Just always leave your audience wanting more, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's my 2 cents.
Well, a lot of things you said I believe are going to happen. I haven't seen this sketch. I haven't seen this the line art yet either, but I do believe Felt will become a pilot. I do believe my man Lock-On's twin will probably get involved in some way. I don't know, with the celestial being, or he'll be on the opposite side of the fight. Of course, Setsuna's back. I mean, that's pretty obvious from all the pictures have been showing. But, you know, my man, Saji Crossroad, man, he might become a key player.
Oh, you mean Saji Crossroach?
Oh, man. he keeps on making it. He'll be there.
He's like Garon.
The more you keep hyping yourself up, Solbro, the bigger the crash is going to be when you find
no, let him do it, because I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait.
I've been telling him since episode 2 when he was sitting there saying, "Oh, this guy's going to be the messiah of Gundam."
He might be the running narrative of the show. I mean, he may be the observer.
Yeah,
as far as I know,
you'll see in episode 50, he'll be like walking across the street while the final battle's going on, and he'll get run over by a pizza truck.
Yeah.
How fitting.
They mean he forgets to put the handbrake on his own pizza truck.
And C2 will be driving it.
You know what? Old pizza butt.
Old pizza butt.
Exactly.
I got a seat at the beginning of the part. Did anyone predict an Onsen episode? Because
I don't think there's going to be an Onsen episode in Dub.
It's Sunrise. It's bound to happen.
Hey, you know, up until Destiny, there hasn't been any Onsen in Gundam, but I don't think that's going to happen in 00. As for my predictions, I see a lot of people, not just on Mecha Talk, but all across the internets, already saying, "Oh, it's going to be a copy of Zeta with the arrows of the Titans and blah blah blah." So I just want to make a personal appeal to everybody: please shut the hell up.
Yeah.
No, really, please just shut the hell up. It's very annoying, and nobody wants to hear the crap you're saying. Because when 00 was first announced and the whole thing is Celestial Being, everybody's like, "Oh, it's going to be Wing 2.0, Wing 2.0. And then look how much the show ended up being like Wing. Nothing at all.
Yeah. Nothing at all. I hope the show becomes nothing we've ever seen before. And it's already headed in that direction with the end of season 1. So, I mean, this is going to be completely unpredictable. I don't know where the show's going to go. I just hope it ends on a very memorable note. And I hope that it really inspires the next Gundam series to be just as badass as this one.
Yeah,
so that's all I can ask for.
Please, everyone, whatever stupid comment you have, I don't mean like guys on the show, but everyone out there, whatever stupid comment you have,
the naysayers.
Himself. No one wants.
Yeah, because to be honest, in the first season, if people went back to see what they wrote, like in episode 5 or 6, and then what actually happened, I mean, it was completely different. Because there's some similarities with the romance, kind of the attraction of Setsuna and Marina, but other than that, I've been rewatching Gundam Wing. It's nothing like Gundam Wing at all. I mean, the only things that I could see is just that little attraction, and then what? They have Gundams. Yeah. That's about it. I mean, that's all I see.
They're fighting against Eris military. I mean, they're S starters, and other than that, they have aesthetic similarities. But when the story progresses, you realize this is no other Gundam show you've ever seen before. And I'm enthralled. I can't wait till October. I kind of don't want to see October happen yet because we're still knee deep in Code Geass, but it's a bittersweet thing. I can't wait to see that new season start.
Speaking of Code Geass, I'd like to make a similar appeal to everyone out there.
Yes.
Please shut up when it comes to bizarre theories about things that are clearly contradicted by the facts. As most evident in episode 13 of Code Geass. And everyone's like, "Oh, I bet it was Suzaku. It was Suzaku. No, I think it was Suzaku, even though the evidence doesn't show anything that Suzaku was involved." And then come episode 14, oh, look, 14. It wasn't Suzaku. There.
Not at all.
Shut up.
Yeah. And he had no motivation to do it anyway.
Exactly. So please, everyone, don't go looking so hard for things that aren't there because you're just going to look like an ass.
Yeah, Soul Bro, stop it about Saji.
As did everyone who said that, Suzaku was the one in episode 13, and then as soon as episode 14, didn't hear a peep out of them.
That's a great case.
Out of their mouths.
That's a great case of space madness right there.
Space madness.
You didn't have to be Sherlock Holmes to put 2 and 2 together there.
I mean, but besides, that goes against Suzaku's character. He would never do something like that. And granted, then again, Suzaku's done some heinous things, but I don't see him doing anything like that to Shirley. So. Plain and simple. But
so moving on. Who's up?
Yeah.
I'll go if that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm glad I came prepared because my question was, what do you think Saji's role would be in Season 2, so I'm not going to ask that.
King Arthur, obviously.
King Arthur, the second coming.
You command the Knights of the Round Table. Oh, sorry.
The Gundam, you have the Gundam Excalibur. Don't you worry.
If you want to be a terrorist, what kind of better cover is Pizza Delivery Boy? Seriously.
This is true.
Sleeper Cell Gundam. But anybody, do you have another question?
I do. Now that Shirley's hit the bucket in Code Geass, there is absolutely no way this show is going to have a happy ending.
That's what I think too.
I think we knew that from the start just because it's a sunrise show and my friend had never seen a sunrise show. And he called me up pissed that night.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, this is, other than Double Zeta and Turn A, you don't have too many happy endings in sunrise shows. X did, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think, what are your projections now that she's gone? Is Suzaku just Lelouch just on a downward spiral, or?
I think, honestly, that he'll lose everything to gain what he wanted in the end. I honestly think at the end of the show, and me and Neo just talked about this before we started recording, I think Nunnally will die before the series is over.
That's
like the punctuation mark to what he's gone through. And when that does, you don't know where the show's going to go at that point. I think that'll be the divining rod right there. And
I don't know about that,
but Neo feels strongly against it. And you go ahead, man.
I think, honestly, what's probably going to happen, she'll make it, but I think the pact between Lelouch and C2 is that she becomes a normal human, and then she probably dies because she's so old. And he'll probably find that when she goes, it's probably really going to tear him apart because he'll finally realize that he had probably the most feelings for her than anything. But I honestly think if it's going to be a love interest, he'll end up with Callan probably at the end. The battle between Schneisel and Lelouch is going to be ridiculous. That's going to be like that's going to be the biggest thing probably ever.
But compared to him and Suzaku, though, I think they're going to have quite a showdown too.
No, I told Silbro this. I honestly think that Suzaku will probably eventually, he might defect, or he's just going to get betrayed by Britannia and get killed. Like, if I don't really, at this point now, I don't see Lelouch killing Suzaku because he's had too many chances to do it, and he can't do it. But I think Suzaku will finally realize at the end of how foolish he was to believe in Britannia, because he'll probably end up getting killed by Britannia and being betrayed, by them. That's my thing, but, who knows? The way this show goes, everything we say now will go out the door on the next episode.
We'll sound like absolute fools come October.
That's why I hate to say anything about this show, because it could takes so many complicated twists and turns. But I think as far as Lelouch being on a downward spiral, he's already had a bit of one.
Yeah.
But when he was really down in the dumps and to the point of using refrain on himself. But I still think there's going to be more hardship for him in the future. I don't think he's going to go, like batshit crazy, because he almost already did. So.
Yeah.
How do you think the Emperor's flying gazebo is going to figure into the end? I'm hoping he turns into a giant nightmare frame myself.
I'm thinking. I think a mobile armor. Yeah, it'll probably be like that goofy mobile armor in F91.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got a flying orange, so why not?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that thing in F91 gives me nightmares. More so those balls.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I still think that the Emperor just has ridiculous amounts of respect for Lelouch, and I think that's why he never killed him when he was captured, because you can definitely tell that he is a chip off the old block when it comes to certain things and doing things that need to be done to gain power and to do what he wants to create. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting showdown, but I still would say that the showdown between him and Schneisel is going to be the.
I think Lelouch and him are exactly the same. We just have yet to get to know the Emperor. I think they're the chip. I think Lelouch is a chip off the old block, just like you said.
Yeah.
But they have more in common than you can probably believe, and I think this is the episode we'll probably find out a great deal of that. 15, for the record, is the episode we haven't watched it.
I haven't seen that either.
I haven't seen it. I can't wait to watch it when it drops. But I think we're going to find out a whole lot about the Emperor this app, and I can't wait to see it.
Definitely.
Possibly
Chris?
how he met like C2 or.
Oh, I personally think at some point it's going to be revealed that C2 had something to do with Marianne's murder, and shit's just going to drop.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
I did think that earlier, that maybe she's the one that. Well, we don't know.
It's hard to say because she's still in contact with her, and it's just kind of weird how that is. I mean, personally, I almost think that Marianne probably orchestrated the whole thing herself.
Yeah, that's definitely been hints of that.
She did know beforehand that the attack was coming because she called off the guard. So
yeah,
because I almost in contention that she's one of the immortals too.
Do you think so?
I think she may be.
But the weird thing is that she didn't get Lelouch or Nunnally to safety. It seems kind of weird that she didn't do that.
Yeah, that is true.
That's true.
Maybe she tried. Maybe her kids didn't want to leave, or maybe she wanted it. Maybe she wanted the kids to see it.
Wow.
Maybe she to spur Lelouch. I think it's all part of the show, all part of the plan.
Just as planned.
Just as planned. They're trying to develop their two kids to become the end all be all to unite the world, and because it's been divided for too long. And if everything goes according to plan, Lelouch will have the whole world wrapped up by series end with nothing but Britannia left to take over, and at that point the whole world will be united. It'll be another 00 retelling.
Well, Solbro, I have a question for you. What about your man Revals? How's he going to figure out
man, he'll be serving drinks at the World Bar.
He'll be at the casino again, serving drinks.
Drinks, man. Maybe Lelouch will hook him up with Las Vegas.
Is he going to have a shot now that Lloyd is out of the picture?
Oh, Lloyd. Well,
really.
Lloyd is replaced by Pretty Boy.
Gino.
Gino, who's pretty much all over freaking Suzaku. So I don't know where this is going.
It's going into territory that only Yaoi authors do.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I got to crack the books on that one.
Before we go on, I think since we're all here, we need to have an epic showdown between V2 Buster and ill-informed Neo.
Nice.
For what?
Coming down to this.
For what?
Going back, well, I guess that we should get.
About the thing with Macross.
Macross. I mean, I was gonna say
I was the first one to admit it. I mean, I was not too long ago. I think maybe episode 13 or 14 on the Macross Frontier thread. I was like defending it because people are sitting there going, "Oh, why is there about the the SD, the global, and all this stuff, and people just being stupid." And yeah, I mean, I'll be the first one to say that I was wrong about the show. I mean, I thought it was gonna go down the same route, but it hasn't, and it's probably been the most enjoyable Macross for me so far. I mean,
wow.
I still like Plus and the original, but
at least you admit you're ill-informed.
Hey, that's part of everything. I mean, I'm wrong about a lot of shows, and but I wasn't so set in my ways that I would stop watching it. So I mean, Solbro will tell you, I will watch some crap all the way to the end, and even though I get disappointed.
Witch Hunter Robin?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, no, I'll be the first one to admit it, and I love the way it's going, and I love the way that the characters are kind of breaking the norm again, from the typical Macross characters, and I like Alto. I mean, I told I told Solbro earlier before we started recording. I mean, I think Cheryl's freaking amazing in the thing. Yeah, I like her the most.
You like Cheryl? I like the other girl. I like Ronka Lee.
Boo.
Me too.
Oh damn.
But
and I like my favorite Moe, the little what's the name?
Clan.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I'll be the first one to say, and once again, an addendum to what Chris said earlier. You know, when it comes to let's wait and see how things play out. Let's wait and see how things play out too in Macross, because it's kind of getting the same treatment at times where everybody's like, oh, you know, especially when the Global showed up, everybody was going crazy. Well, you know, according to this, there was never any other SDF-1 class ships built. It's like, how do we know? It's like this show. It's not like Gundam where there's books and volumes of like everything that's happened. So
on top of it, it's pretty centralized too, where you know Gundam doesn't really span across the universe like Gundam, Macross Frontier has. Where you know you got people colonizing other planets. You don't know what's going on there. They could build another ship for all we know.
But I definitely think it's a great show. So I was wrong, V2 Buster. You were right, and it's recorded. So, but anything else, Chris? Any other trouble you want to start?
Nah, not today.
Nah. So, any other questions, guys, or anything? Anything else that's...
I have one thing. For the first time ever, I actually watched the Code Geass dub on Adult Swim and was actually pleasantly surprised for once.
It's very well done. I mean,
let him go.
Johnny has actually grown into the role. I mean, I've been keeping up with the show because I TiVo it, and he's developing into a very good Lelouch. I mean, we predicted that he would sound like Bash the Stampede, and he's trying his best to really do this role the way he's never done any other role before. So I give him props, and I give the rest of the cast props, and I love what's her name, Mary the Major.
The Major?
Mary Elizabeth McGlynn.
Thank you. I love that. I love that woman's voice, and every time she opens her mouth as Cornelia is a pure joy to hear.
Yeah, she's the baddest chick on that show.
Every day.
They should just give Cornelia her own OAV.
Oh my God, that chick is so raw. When she threw the dagger in V2's head, I'm like, man, she is my favorite. But yeah, I think the dub's been decent. I mean, really good. Like you said, you are kind of... We were all concerned when we heard the old Black Ranger was going to be Lelouch.
Yeah. Johnny Young Bosch as everyone.
But because especially on Adult Swim, it's like he's you have to watch 2 other shows prior to Code Geass coming on where he's like a voice on.
Freaking Bleach into Code Geass.
So, it's been good, and I even told Sobro I saw the trailer on 00, and I think that dub's going to be pretty good too.
They're going on the right track. There was one that whose voice wasn't I crazy? It's been a while since I heard it, but yeah, I didn't hate it.
The only one that I got creeped is still kind of creepy to me on Code Geass is Lloyd. For whatever reason, they just kind of made him too effeminate. And maybe too, ambiguous when it comes to things.
Yeah.
He's not as kooky as he is in the Japanese. He sounds more just like the mad scientist in the Japanese. And this one, they got him kind of, Frisco, hello. Yeah.
I think they should have got Bob Marks to do his voice instead of Neo has no idea who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know nothing about voice actors.
Yeah. If you've ever seen El Hazard, where the voice
a long time ago.
Exactly. The voice of Janai, Bob Marks. I was hoping they would have casted him as Lloyd instead of I like Richard Cancino because he was great as Mr. X in Argento Soma, but and Look Out of Blue Summers in Trigun, but
Rurouni Kenshin
and Kenshin of course, and in this show he's mad scientist, and I was hoping for somebody more.
And I even like Spike Slurpee.
Spike Slurpee
as Toto.
That's one of my favorite choices because he was Shisho in Kenshin, and he's one of my favorite English voice actors. I thought that was great. Personally.
Chris?
Spike Slurpee? You mean Spike Spencer?
No, about
the
Stephen
dude,
J. Blum.
Yeah, because he does the
7-Eleven commercials.
He does the 7-Eleven commercials, or he was doing them be like, get your checks paid, get your checks cashed, and grab a Slurpee here at 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven. So me and my roommate call him Spike Slurpee because he's Spike Spiegel and Mugen and God, everybody else under the sun.
He's the former Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah. If there's an anime that's been done in the last 15 years, it was him somehow, some way. But
personally,
but, yeah.
I enjoy the Gia stuff. I'm a bit behind watching it on TV, but I think for the most part the casting was pretty good. I just regret Johnny Bosch being Lelouch, not because he's a bad voice actor, but just because he's so overexposed right now.
Yeah, very true.
It's like he's like everywhere you look, this guy's in it. So.
That's my main complaint for anything from Canada. It's got Brad Swell as the lead.
Hey, no Canada hate.
When I heard he got the lead in Double O, it's like, oh Christ! I like him as a voice actor, but come on, he was Amuro in original Mobile Suit Gundam. I mean, give the lead to somebody else. Someone new if you can. But
do you think?
Oh well. But
do you think he should have been the narrator in like Double O?
Yes, I think he should have. I think they should have. I think they should have made him the narrator and the voice of Ribbons. I think they should have did what they did with Gius, because if you look at the cast of Gonkusuo and Gius, they almost matched everybody up with their relative Japanese voice actor for Gonkusuo for Gius. If you look at that cast, and I thought they would probably have done the same for Double O, but I mean that was me getting my hopes up.
So who's going to be Saji Crossroad?
Oh man,
Crispin Freeman.
I don't even know. I don't think they have.
Hey Luis, want some pizza?
Hey
Mrs. Robinson, I know you don't like me.
You think I'm funny? You think I'm here to amuse you? With your
Joe.
Gundams?
That'd be hilarious. Joe Pesci as Saji Crossroad.
I'm just here to deliver some pizza. You want to see your toppings?
Hey, what am I funny? Like, haha? Do I amuse you? I amuse you, Mrs. Robinson? But
am I clown funny? Huh?
Yeah.
Hong Kong? Huh?
No, it's definitely good, because there was a while there where it's seeming like a lot of animes in like the last 3 or 4 years, they kind of phoned in a lot of these dubs.
Yeah.
And it's nice now that they're actually, the people are seeming like they're getting into the character. Like, I was very impressed with Johnny Young Bosch. I'm like, even though I still think he's overexposed, but I don't even care anymore, that he's Lelouch, but,
I think Richard Cox is going to be great as, like, Alleluia. He'll be great. I think he can really pull off, like, a demented
Who's
voice.
that?
Richard Cox.
Richard Ian Cox is the voice of Inuyasha.
Oh, Inuyasha?
Yeah.
And Shawnee.
And he also played Kai in the original Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yes,
I
was really pleased to see him back.
Yeah, one of my
I like
characters.
And Tierra is played by Sam Vincent, who's the voice of dude in Athrin Zala.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the voice of Tierra. So
who's Setsuna?
Setsuna is Brad Swell and Amuro Ray, and who is the voice? Remind me, who's the voice of Lock-On in this show? Who else has he played?
Oh, shoot.
He's a newcomer.
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least we got one.
They didn't get dude from Dunbine to be him.
Who?
Neil Gibbons. I still think that would have been the best.
You talking about Vic Mignoga?
I guess whoever did that.
Yeah,
did Neil Gibbons.
Neil Gibbons on Dunbine. Vic Mignoga, the voice of Edward Elric on Alchemist.
Oh.
Your show.
Oh boy.
The guy who's going to play Lock-On is Alex Zahara.
Alex Zahara.
Yeah.
He sounded cool in the trailer. I can't knock him.
He did sound pretty cool.
Yeah. I look forward to it, and I can't wait to see it on Sci-Fi.
I want to thank everyone for calling in this first time. Obviously, this first time we're doing this, it's going to be a little rough, but we're going to be doing it much more in the future. More people call in and make this a regular feature. So, by all means, please call in whenever we set a call-in time and share your thoughts with us, or your questions and comments.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Hey,
Good questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good questions.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Catch you guys later.
Calling, and we'll be right back on Gundam at MAHQ.
I'll be damned if I'm gonna clean up this mess!
It's the greatest city in the history of mankind. Discovered by the Germans in 1904. They named it San Diego, which of course in German means "Oh Wales."
The show with more game than Parker Brothers is going to Comic-Con this summer. That's right, Gundam at MAHQ. It'll be me, Sobro Ryu, and
Leo Lornock, and Chris will be there in spirit. Unfortunately, he won't be able to make it with us.
He certainly will. When we're there, we're gonna be podcasting daily from there with our experiences of the con, and also
any news out there that might be you guys might find important, and we'll definitely do some stuff on our blog.
And also, if any of you guys are going, by all means, email us at gundam.mahq@gmail.net and let us know you're going to be there, and hopefully we'll run it to you.
Keep checking the Mecha Talk boards, especially in the Gundam section, especially around the last part of July. The con's from July 24th through the 27th, and like Solbro said, we're going to be doing some quick little podcast snippets, hopefully every night, just telling you some good things and some of the things that we see and some of the things you might want to keep an eye out for. So definitely hit us up and let us know if you're there. If not, we'll come back with lots of pictures and everything else.
See you in San Diego. Peace.
No, there's no way that's correct.
I'm sorry, I don't know what it means.
Doesn't it mean Saint Diego?
No.
No, that's what it means, really.
Well, agree to disagree.
Start talking and talk fast, you lousy bum.
We've been frantically trying to reach you, dude.
Where is my Gundam money, you bum?
Well, I don't...
They did not receive the money, you nitwit! They did not receive the money! Her life was in your hands!
This is our concern, dude.
No, man, nothing is here.
Nothing is
No, man.
The Gundam plane has crashed into the mountain!
All right, thank you everybody for this. Concludes episode 17 of Gundam at MAHQ. In this episode, we went back to doing some reviews. We did episodes 5 through 9 of Macross Frontier. We also have done the 5th installment of our continuing Gundam Round-up segment, this time spotlighting Mobile Suit Gundam 0080, War in the Pocket. And we have a new segment that is kind of the inaugural. We took some live calls, and we just want to thank the guys that were able to call in. And we're going to let everybody know later on when we're going to do the next kind of live call-in segment. And but that kind of concludes episode 17 here. Solbro, can you give us some of the contact information?
Well, you can always check us out at check us out at the magnificent mahq.net, and also you can scope us out at the brand new website of Gundam.net, which is our online blog where we update it with the latest episodes of the shows and our thoughts on different subjects. Feel free to check us out there. Also go to mechatalk.net and register at the boards for MAHQ, where you'll find a subboard for Gundam at MAHQ. And last but not least, you can always email us at GundamMAHQ@gmail.com.
Cool.
And get us. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. And so yeah, just give us some feedback or some listener topic suggestions. But first, or before we go, Chris, any MHQ stuff that you want to announce, or pretty much kind of the same old?
Same old.
Well, I just wanted to remind everybody out there that if you can, take the time to head out to the general discussion board, and if there's anything you can give to support Mark 064 and during his dilemma with his home, if there's anything you can do to donate and help out with their dilemma, it's much appreciated. And of course, I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Johnny Ridden, the Red Lightning, for hooking me up with Full Metal Panic to watch, and also giving me Macross 7 to watch as well. Oh. And there you go.
Any shout outs, Chris, before I go? Somehow, because of the live call segment, we went from MHQ Zoo to Total Request Live.
No, got nothing to say. I don't know when this episode will be coming out, but obviously people can be on the lookout for you two guys recording episode 14 from San Diego Con, and then you guys will be joining me in Miami for Yasumicon for episode 18, our second live show.
Nice.
I'm excited.
I'll be pimping more information about that on MHQ.net main page soon.
Cool. So, well, for myself, Neo, Soulbro, and Chris, this concludes episode 17. We'll see you guys later.
Hey, we just picked a fight with the entire world. Do you know what that means, Setsuno?
Yeah. I know because we're the Gundam Meisters of celestial being.
Gundam at MAHQ is a
Shinjuku Station.
An MAHQ production.
It's early days, but I'd be very happy if you off out of here now. I'm busy.